Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Wednesday, May the 8th, and we are here to look at the new releases that are being set into the wild this week. And we do that genre by genre each day of the week. So on Mondays, we look at cozy mysteries. On Tuesdays, we look at mysteries and thrillers. On Wednesdays, like today, we look at romance. On Thursdays, we look at fantasy and science fiction. And on Friday, it is Freeform Friday and we look at things that have caught our attention that we haven't looked at previously that week, or more cozy mysteries, because there's always a lot of cozy mysteries. Quick announcements. I do not have sprints tonight on Wednesday night. No sprints. I do have sprints tomorrow night, though, at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. I do every Tuesday and Thursday evenings, and then again on Saturday afternoons at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, and they go for 5 hours. So lots of opportunities to make time for yourself to read or work on a project, and also many opportunities to look at what new books are out this week, no matter your genre or if you do all genres. So we are doing romance today. Let's jump in. Maybe we'll work our way out and go in. Chloe Baker's Lost Date by Katie Wicks. Chloe Baker has a brand new life in New York City with a great job but zero dating life. When she agrees to go on a blind date, she's nervous but excited. But then Jack is late. 10 minutes, 20, 30. Just when she's given up all hope, he shows up, and they spend a magical day together. An afternoon at the Met, a walk in Central Park, one amazing kiss, the perfect date. Chloe's on cloud nine and she can't wait to see Jack again. But when she texts to say thanks for the great date, she doesn't get the reply she's expecting. Suddenly, Jack's unfindable, and Chloe will go to any lengths to figure out what happened, because true love is worth blowing up your life for. Or is it? Or he's just not that into you. Or maybe it was the best friend who filled in for the guy who was supposed to show up. Lots of options there. Alternate Endings by Ali Rosen. About a single mother juggling home life and career who finds unexpected complications while in Ireland for work. Beatrice Leal's personal life is complicated between her divorce and her precocious 6-year-old, but the job she loves is the one thing she counts on to be straightforward. That is, until her boss's own divorce prompts a move from New York City back to Ireland. Now Bee's in Ireland twice a month for work. It's wreaking havoc on the custody agreement she and her moody ex are sorting out, while he lives downstairs in the brownstone they co-own. And to top it off, her company's new CTO turns out to be the boy who once broke her heart, Jack Sander. It's been 20 years since Bee and Jack saw each other. Their lives are both messy. So when they hook up one night in Ireland, they plan to just keep it a work fling that stays there. But the more time they spend together, the more Bee wonders if happiness might not always mean needing to have your life in order. Or is he just your one right after the divorce? You're not even quite divorced, it sounds like. Coffee was required. This summer will be different by Carly Fortune. This summer they'll keep their promise. This summer they won't give in to temptation. This summer will be different. Lucy is the tourist vacationing at a beach house on Prince Edward Island. And a Green Gables. Felix is the local who shows her a very good time. The only problem, Lucy doesn't know he's her best friend's younger brother. Lucy and Felix's chemistry is unreal, but the list of reasons why they need to stay away from each other is long, and they vow to never repeat the electric night again. It's easier said than done. Each year, Lucy escapes to PEI for a big breath of coastal air, fresh oysters, and crisp vino verde with her best friend, Bridget. Every visit begins with a long walk on the beach beneath soaring red cliffs and a golden sun. And every visit, Lucy promises herself she won't wind up in Felix's bed again. If Lucy can't help being drawn to Felix, at least she's always kept her heart out of it. When Bridget suddenly flees Toronto a week before her wedding, Lucy drops everything to follow her to the island. Her mission is to help Bridget through her crisis and resist the one man she's never been able to. But Felix's sparkling eyes and flirty quips have been replaced with something new, and Lucy's beginning to wonder just how safe her heart truly is. Love Lies and Cherry Pie by Jackie Lau. Mark Chan this, Mark Chan that. Writer and barista Emily Hung is tired of hearing about the great Mark Chan, the son of her parents' friends. You'd think he single-handedly stopped climate change and ended child poverty from the way her mother raves about him. But in reality, he's just a boring, sweater vest wearing engineer, and when they're forced together at Emily's sister's wedding, it's obvious he thinks he's too good for her. But now that Emily is her family's last single daughter, her mother is fixated on getting her married, and she has her sights on Mark. There's only one solution, clearly. Convince Mark to be in a fake relationship with her long enough to put an end to her mom's meddling. He reluctantly agrees. Unfortunately, lying isn't enough. Family friends keep popping up at their supposed dates, including a bubble tea shop and cake decorating class, so they'll have to spend more time together to make their relationship look real. With each fake date, though, Emily realizes that Mark's not quite what she assumed, and maybe that Argyle sweater isn't so ugly after all. Dot, 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 dot. Summers at the Saint by Mary Kay Andrews. Welcome to St. Cecilia, a landmark hotel on the coast of Georgia where traditions run deep and scandals run even deeper. Wow, everyone refers to the St. Cecilia as the saint. If you grew up coming here, you were a saint. If you came from the wrong side of the river, you were an ain't. Tracy Eddings was one of those outsiders whose family wasn't rich enough or connected enough to vacation here. But she could work here. One fateful summer she did and married the boss's son. Now she's the widowed owner of the hotel, determined to see it return to its glory days, even as staff shortages and financial troubles threaten to ruin it. Plus, her greedy and unscrupulous brother in law wants to make sure she fails, enlisting a motley crew of recently hired summer help, including the daughter of her estranged best friend. Tracy has one summer season to turn it around, but new information about a long ago drowning at the hotel threatens to come to light, and the tragic death of one of their own brings Tracy to the brink of despair. Tracy Eddings has her back against the pink painted wall of this beloved institution, and it will take all the wits and guts she has to see wrongs put to right, to see guilty parties put in their place, and maybe even find a new romance along the way, etc. We do have some pretty covers today. Love on a Whim by Suzanne Woods Fisher, third in the Cape Cod Creamery series, potentially trilogy. Bryn Haywood's impulsive marriage to a man she'd known less than 24 hours leaves her with deep regret. Well, no kidding. She flees to Cape Cod, finding refuge with her loyal friend Dawn Dixon. As Bryn grapples with her emotions, Dawn asks swiftly, eager to help secure a lawyer for her through her mother Marnie's good friend, Lincoln Hayes. However, Lincoln's preoccupation with his daughter's lavish wedding brings unexpected challenges. The arrival of Lincoln's estranged son, Bear Hayes, stirs the waters further. Alarmed by his father's extravagant generosity toward the Dixon family, Bear ignites friction between Marnie and Lincoln. As the wedding day arrives, Lincoln vanishes and an unwelcome guest makes a surprise appearance. Okay. Love at First Night by Megan Clausen. She's no damsel in distress, and he's certainly not wearing shiny armor, but one night can change everything. Daisy Hastings has always thought she was born in the wrong era. So when she bags a summer job at the Tower of London, helping to run their night school, it feels like a step in the right direction. Theodore Teddy Fairfax is a loose cannon, a disgraced distant relative of the royal family. He's tall, dark, and now begrudgingly helping with the Tower of London's summer program, and there's nowhere he'd like to be less. When Teddy's oath to be an obstruction almost gets Daisy fired, she declares war. But as the two cross swords, they start to discover they both need a little rescuing, and that maybe, just maybe, love can bloom even on a battlefield. His Fiery Angel by Cynthia Wright. Fourth in the Rakes and Rebels, the St. Briac family. Proudly going her own way, Camille St. Briac cares nothing for her own natural beauty, nor is she interested in the London tone. Instead, she pours her energies into saving Cornwall birds called kittiwakes from those who would kill them to provide feathers for fashionable women's hats. Escaping from his past, rakish ornithologist Benedict Hawk travels the world in search of new species of birds, and the further that takes him from England and his unforgivable father, the better. But Pa's sudden illness forces Benedict to abandon a dream expedition and return to Cornwall. When feather hunters invade the cliffs near his cottage, Benedict clashes with Camille, a fiery crusader for the beleaguered kittiwakes. Although she believes he is one of the villains, neither can deny their potent mutual attraction. Can these two unconventional enemies open their hearts to love and join forces to save the innocent kittiwakes from decimation? Highcliffe House by Megan Walker, a proper romance regency. 1813, Brighton. When Anna Lane offered her heart to Alexander Lennox, she did not expect to learn he had secretly promised his suit to another. Hurt and embarrassed, Anna begs her father to take her to the seaside where she can escape the gossip of the town and recover, but her father insists they remain in London so he can attend to some business. Feeling the sting of rejection again, girl, he has business. Anna longs for the day when she can dictate her own future and find a companion who will love her for who she is. Sorry, honey, you live in Regency, England. Born into modest circumstances, Graham's hard work and ability to spot a good investment has allowed him to provide for his mother and younger sisters. Now, with a new opportunity in his sights, Graham approaches Mr. Lane, his business partner and mentor, hoping to persuade him to travel to Brighton to close the deal. Graham must act fast, or else he might lose his chance to turn his meager earnings into permanent financial stability. To Graham's relief, Mr. Lane is interested in his proposal, but he counters with one of his own. He has business elsewhere, so Anna, whom he trusts with his business affairs, will accompany Graham to Brighton, and if she gives a good report, he will invest. Both Anna and Graham hesitate. Though they have a passing acquaintance through Anna's father, the two have never truly got along. Anna feels that Graham is only interested in money, while Graham feels that Anna is stubborn and self-absorbed. The two reluctantly travel to Brighton together, and Anna is determined to find fault with every inch of the seaside town, including Graham. She's tired of feeling like a pawn being moved about by other people's desires. But while staying at Heathcliff House and seeing the kind and gentle way Graham treats his family, Anna wonders if there is more to her rival than she thought. But it'll take more than a day at the beach for these two headstrong hearts to admit if they set aside their misconceptions about each other and be vulnerable enough to share their true selves, they might have a chance at true love. Summer After Summer by Lauren Bailey. Olivia Taylor's marriage is in a death spiral when she agrees to come home to the Hamptons to help her father and sisters pack up the family estate. If it looks like she's running away from her soon to be ex, Wes, and New York City, well, she is. But someone has to take care of things, and that's always been Olivia's role in the family. After years of financial trouble, someone's finally bailing them out with a huge offer to buy their beachfront property, which is a good thing, although it means losing the home she grew up in, where her mother died, and where she first met Fred, the love of her life. Fred. It's been 5 years since the last time things blew up between Olivia and Fred, but much longer since the first time. At this point, Olivia fears it was never meant to be, so there's no reason to feel butterflies in her stomach at the idea of seeing him again. They've already tried and tried again and again, but she's newly single and she isn't the same person she was the last time. And Fred has changed too. This time things will be different. Maybe, just maybe, the fifth time's the charm. One Last Shot by Betty Cayouette. From the moment Emerson and Theo met as teenagers, they were inseparable, but just when they were when they finally expressed their feelings to one another, they were torn apart. Now, supermodel Emerson is nearing her 28th birthday, and she's tired of looking for love in all the wrong places. When the calendar reminder for the marriage pact she and Theo made as teens goes off on her phone, she realizes this is it. Her chance to rekindle the only romance that ever really made sense. Emerson convinces her grumpy agent to book her as the face of the fashion campaign that Theo, now a fashion photographer, is shooting. The good news, the campaign is being shot in ridiculously romantic Cinque Terre, Italy. I hope that I probably pronounced it wrong. The bad news, Theo might not be as happy to see her as she'd hoped. The two embark on a 4-day campaign that tests not only their feelings, but their ability to keep their hands off one another. But as roadblock after roadblock keeps them apart, Emerson starts to wonder, will this photo shoot be the key to getting one last shot at love, or will it be the final goodbye? Mistakes We Never Made by Hannah Bowen. Emma Townsend can sum up her situation with hot as hell romantic red flag Finn Hughes in one word: almost. They almost dated in high school. They almost hooked up after college. They almost took things too far one magical night. Their whole story is one series of almosts and nearlies, and now they just kind of can't stand each other, like, at all. But this weekend, one of their mutuals is getting married, and Emma and Finn will have to pretend they don't remember how disastrous it was the last time they were in a room together. Emma's doing a stellar job of playing it cool until the bride goes missing. Now, with 2 days before the wedding, Emma and Finn are hitting the road in a sweet vintage sports car in hopes of salvaging someone else's happily ever after. Yet somewhere between Emma's breakfast burrito throwdown, a high-stakes kayak chase, it can happen, and an outrageous Vegas detour, these sworn enemies are crossing more than just state lines. As old feelings spark once more, Emma begins to question whether risking your heart is ever really a mistake. The Takedown by Lily Chu. Dequan's 5 easy steps to win the day and get the guy. Step 1. Meet Mr. Perfect. Flirt, daydream, hope. Step 2. Discover he's secretly the son of your uber problematic new fashion industry boss. Step 3. Realize your uber problematic new boss is seriously actually a problem. Step 4. Team up with Mr. Perfect in a dizzying corporate coup like something out of a glamorous old Hollywood movie. Costume changes, impulse Parisian jaunts. Mr. Perfect being, well, perfect. Step 5, win at everything and take over the whole dang world. For Dee Kwan, every day is the perfect day. No, really, she has a house she loves, a job she adores, and a ridiculously attractive nemesis who never seems to mind when she wins their favorite online game. How can life possibly get better? It can't, obviously. It can only get much, much worse. Soon Dee is forced to share her adorably cozy home with her parents and prickly estranged grandmother. Then she's tossed into the deep end, tasked with cleaning up a scandal for intimidatingly chic luxury fashion firm Celeste. If that weren't enough, she discovers that her hot nemesis works there too, and Teddy is nothing like the man she thought she knew. Before she can cry foul, Teddy comes clean about his double life. He's the heir to the CEO, and he needs her help to make Celeste a better place for everyone. But that means taking down the old guard, including his father, intent on standing in their way. Now in the center of a dizzying corporate coup, Dee is forced to decide whether she's ready to stop watching the world through rose-colored glasses and instead face the truth about herself, about her feelings for Teddy, and about what she's willing to do to truly make a difference. Sounds like she found out that he's a prince and they're going to take down the evil daddy king and save the kingdom. The Saloon Girl's Only Shot, a Quails Creek Romance by Danny Collins. Can a charming saloon keeper convince a ruined barmaid he's a sure bet? Scandal has taught aspiring schoolteacher Temperance Goodrich to never trust a man. Stranded in lawless Denver City, she'll do anything to earn enough to return home before winter, even work as a saloon girl. But entertaining rough men who are starved for female company isn't easy, and time is running out. When Owen Stames finally finds a claim that pays, he's determined to prove the naysayers wrong and open his own saloon before the gold runs out. Too bad the sole vacant building is a former funeral parlor, and the only available employee is the prickly city girl who's been fired from every bar in town. Temperance is wary of Owen, especially when the accommodation he offers is a bed they must share. But when a brazen robbery nearly costs them everything, they realize they only have one shot at love, so they'd better take it. And we got one more. We'll just take a quick. The Lost Lover, an epic romantic tale of lovers reunited by Karen Swan, third in the Wild Isles series. Young Flora McQueen has always dreamed of more than a hard life on the small Scottish island of St. Kilda, but when she catches the eye of visiting adventurer and wealthy businessman James Callahan, her future seems brighter. Only as the islanders prepare to leave their homes for the final time, Flora finds her dreams shattered. With her beauty her only currency, she must step forward in ways that would have been unthinkable back home in order to support her family. Soon Flora is the toast of glamorous Paris. Fame and fortune are hers for the taking, but she knows only too well by now that rich men make empty promises. But then a secret comes to light that will change everything. Dot, 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 dot. Well, that's for romances this week. We shall look at the fantasy and science fiction tomorrow. Glancing at a page that I go to, there are a lot. There are a lot. So we will race through those. I hope you have a very good Wednesday. Again, no sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesday nights. Our next sprints are tomorrow night, Thursday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then the one after that will be on Saturday afternoon. Hope you have a very good day. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Om nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.